Oh, man. Dude, hey, how good is it to be back in a room with real amplifiers? Hey?
I couldn't think of a better way to get back into this room. I know you were here with Rabir doing some videos last week and I was super jealous. But this is my first time back
in the room.
In the room with just a sheet of Perspex.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's like, can we do the sort of
thing where
they do it in like films, they go,
when I'm coming to visit you in prison. Yeah. For selling these guitars
don't even
way too cheap.
What I've gone to prison for. Classic vibe. Man, I don't think there's been another guitar over the last 3 or 4 years that we have said enough good things about. I am consistently blown away.
It's insane.
By what Squier have managed to achieve with the Classic Vibe range.
Anyway,
they've invested a ton of money in their manufacturing. I think, to be honest with you, one of the advantages of being the size of Fender is when it comes to making affordable guitars.
Yeah.
You know if you get it right, the sales there are there for tens of thousands of guitars. And so I just think you're able in the factory to just nail every single tiny detail that maybe other guitar brands who are making a lot less just can't.
Yeah.
So look,
I mean, it is incredibly. Yeah, these guitars. Again, I'm gobsmacked.
I'm
because
literally
we played them. We've got them out of the box. They got sent to my house.
Yeah,
and then I put them in a car this morning. Drove up here and we unboxed them.
Yeah,
and it's just going. How is it possible?
So you may have seen, now obviously with the whole coronavirus thing, the Summer NAMM in 2020 got cancelled. So there's a lot of guitar releases coming out at the moment that would have been kind of like Summer NAMM releases. So Squier Paranormal, probably, let me just think of all the other things we've heard about over Summer NAMM. No, this is the best one, right? The most exciting.
Yeah.
So Squier Paranormal is a range of guitars kind of taking their vibe from Fender's Parallel Universe.
Yeah.
So all guitars are a little bit quirky, shapes that you'll be familiar with, but perhaps with pickup configurations and stuff that you might go, oh, I haven't seen that one before. Yeah,
maybe now you have.
There's going to be stuff here that reminds you of, you know, Kurt Cobain, I guess. Now, there were 5 models and a bass in the Paranormal range, and they're split over 2 releases. So the first release that you're going to see in the shops in July is the SuperSonic.
Yeah.
Are there any other colours, or are these the only 2?
No, there's only 2 colours.
Okay, if we've missed any colours, we'll put them on screen. But so you've got SuperSonic.
There's 2 colours in each of the models.
Right. The Toronado. Oh man, Pete's got the winner colour there.
I mean, that is a good colour, this one, isn't it? That is just
it's
with
got like a Music Man vibe to it. But anyway,
it does.
And the Offset Telly, which I think, if I'm going to be critical at all, they just needed a better name for this. All the other guitars have got great names like Cyclone, Tornado. Offset, they should have called this something. But anyway, this is, as you can see, a Telecaster on an offset body.
I love it. I love it.
They're all 350 quid.
Yeah, 349.
Yes, you didn't hear that wrong. You don't have to re-wax your ears, take your socks out your ears. 349, man. That's English pounds, so I guess in dollars and euros a little bit more, but it'll all be roughly that kind of dough.
Look at that detail. Sorry, I have to just interrupt. Look at that detail with this little, what is it called here? That little plate, back plate, inserted into the wood with the little super duper man S on it. It's insane.
We've got a lovely, lovely contact at Fender, a guy called Matt, who just knows everything there is to know about Fender. And I played this, and within 5 minutes, I'm like, Pete, they've definitely done something. This is the best feeling, classic vibe I've played. What's going on? So I phoned Matt, and I'm like, what are you doing? Is there a new factory? He said, no, same factory. They're just basically getting better at it. You know, and it's like, it's so apparent. And so I'm kind of guessing and hoping that you know, all this, it just felt like the neck felt a bit less gloopy on the back. You know, some of those older Squiers, you get that very heavy lacquer on the back. It feels nice. And even the fretboard feels a little bit rolled in a way that I'm sure I've not felt before.
There's no sharp frets. There's no sharp edges on any of this.
That's incredible. I think you just said fart instead of sharp, but that's great. We can leave that in.
Fart, did I?
I think you said there's no fart edges, but it's okay.
There's no fart edges. There's no sharp edges on any of it. And so all of the bodies are poplar.
So poplar.
And it's just super poplar. Necks are maple and Indian laurel board on them.
Yeah, and unless it's a maple board.
Unless it's a maple board, then it's a maple board. And then you've got Fender inspired. These are called Atomic pickups. The same on the
just covered as opposed to open on the site.
And then this is also Squier's own, but developed by Fender. So you know, you'll probably see the wood and whatever they use. They'll use the same on all the guitars. It's not like they would go bass wood or they'll go all. They'll probably use the same kind of wood. But honestly, for £349, I think it's you can't get it better
for
than
me.
that.
I think classic vibe is the pinnacle of the curve. You know, we talk about this. You know, at what point do you just get the most guitar for your money?
Yeah.
I think it's classic vibe. I think it almost feels like over the years it's come down. Like at what point, you know, yes, if you pay more, you get a better guitar, but it's almost like it's sort of disproportionately
that's
more.
What's it called? The
law of diminishing returns.
Exactly. But this is just
enough talky.
Yeah, play.
I went for a very ambient sound for that first jam, so I had some heavy reverb, delay. I even had a little bit of harmonic tremolo on there and some distortion as well. But so I'll turn all that off now, so you guys can just hear the raw guitar on its own. There are 2 atomic humbuckers on here, and the controls are perhaps not wired how you'd expect, but I've seen it done before. So the assumption here is that the bridge pickup is probably going to be your go-to pickup on this guitar, and therefore the first control is the volume control for the bridge pickup. So, that was pokey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pokey.
And yeah, so there's your... No coil splits, nothing like that. Very, very simple. Also notice as well, I don't know if... is your pickup switch forward to back? Yeah, okay. So it's not up and down like a Les Paul, it's front to back, which I've seen done before as well.
But even that little detail, that they're both the same.
You could, in fairness, if that annoys you, you could loosen the nut on here, spin the switch round to the way you want it to go, and then tighten the nut. Both pickups together. Like Pete said, these have been in a lorry to Pete's house, from Pete's house to here in the back of his car, straight out the box for this demo.
And they came from, whatever they
Holland
were before,
or whatever it is,
before, over to me, and then straight to here.
Neck pickup. Neck pickup on this has been screwed into the body a little bit, so we're obviously going for that kind of slightly fatter, cleaner sort of tone. And your volume now, of course, for this one is the one at the back. Which again, if I was going to be slightly critical, it's a little bit awkward to get to with where the jack comes out. Maybe a right-angled jack lead might have been a better bet on this one. And it's right in where the tremolo kind of dangles.
But that's not the point of this.
No, I don't think this is the kind of guitar that you're going to buy to go, oh, I'll just have the volume on 7. I think this is just a, it's just a go for it kind of guitar.
Yeah, get some gain on there.
Here we go. I've got a heavy... Thank you for your little accompaniment there, Pete. But okay, that was, by the way, that was a marvellous engine distortion pedal from Snake Oil Pedals. Reverse headstock up here. So, I mean, reverse headstock kind of made famous, I guess, by Jimi Hendrix playing his right-handed guitar upside down. I always think it looks super cool. Some people say it changes the feel of the guitar because you've got much more string now behind the nut of the thicker strings and much less. I'm not sure that I really noticed that, but I'm sure it's doing something.
24-inch scale length as well, so it's quite shorter, isn't it?
Oh, it's shorter scale length, yeah. That's great, man. So it's like a Mustang scale length.
Yeah.
Obviously, your tuners are the other way around, so when you're switching from headstocks that are the right way to the wrong way around, your hand always... you got to go, hang on, brain, no, the top one's actually the bottom string now. But
is the neck slightly shallower as well?
I just think it feels like
up here. If you touch here and you touch the other guitar, see that does feel a bit thicker, the Toronado.
Yeah,
neck, that's different. I think that feels thin. That's like a SuperSonic. The whole thing is just a smaller guitar. It's awesome, and it looks. That colour's just great. This one matched my double denim today.
I mean, SuperSonic for me visually is. You can so see the kind of the Kurt Cobain kind of influence. I mean, obviously, he didn't design the shape; he just made the shape kind of famous, I guess. But it's wicked. Tremolo system with the vintage saddles on it. I can't.
It's just.
I mean, if I was learning to play guitar and I was, I had to come up with something to put on my Christmas list or what. I know Christmas is a long way away or whatever. It's like man. It's just wicked.
Yeah.
In yellow. Custom shop version of this in yellow.
Here we go again with the yellow.
Okay.
It is good, the yellow.
What's next, Pete?
This is the Toronado. What does that mean, actually? Toronado,
isn't it a place in Mexico or something? Toronado?
Toronado.
Or California,
is
maybe.
Is it tomato?
Something?
Do you say tomato, tomato,
there
potato?
has been a Fender Toronado in the past.
Oh, has there? Because this is a different shape. This is not... all these three are offset shapes, so this is definitely a bigger kind of shape down here compared to,
I was saying that reminds me of like a Music Man Cutlass or something like that. The blue one. It's definitely, you can see that No, well, not Cutlass then. What one am I thinking of? There's something. Maybe it's the Stingray guitar.
Stingray. It's a bit more Stingray.
Maybe Stingray,
that's right,
is it? Yeah.
A bit more Stingray. Again, your atomic humbuggers now encaged.
In what?
Encaged. Nicholas encaged. And I would assume a 3-way selector with a volume and a tone. Yeah, so super duper simple. I mean, look at this late classic blue with a torch scratch plate on it. It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
It's what I get. You know.
You get all.
I get slightly excited with that colour combination. It's one of those late placid blue with tortoiseshell guard. Is just, it's impossible to look bad. Chrome covered pickups.
Yeah, that's why I
just
always
like that
wear
bridge.
blue denim.
What do they call that bridge? It's this again. It's like an old Mustang bridge from the 50s, isn't it?
It looks more like it looks like a Mustang bridge, but it's a string through. Look at the
so
detail.
cool,
This is just
man.
well done. There's just no little things out and.
Vintage pups.
Oh man.
Vintage, not pups. Sorry,
The
vintage tuners. Yeah.
Okay, let's have some tone from this guy. Slightly bigger here, so as you can probably feel, the box is bigger, but a three selector switch there, neck pickup. These pickups are great, man, as well.
Can you take the Fender free guitar lessons sticker off of it? I just think it's like.
I think it sits on the.
Oh, does it?
I was just going to make it even worse.
I apologise now. Fast forward. Go make a cup of tea.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Okay, yes, that definitely looks better now. I can tell. And now, if you're not distracted, then everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So let's try again. And okay, let's try that with some the neck pickup with a bit of gain, shall we? It is a bit dark, isn't it?
So creamy.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it's
that a
really
short?
fat.
Is that a shorter scale length as well,
24 3/4. Is that what you call it?
Okay, so a bit longer than the SuperSonic, but not
24.
Not
that's
normal
25.
Fender. Yeah,
25 and a half.
I would agree. Then this would
slightly
suit
shorter.
Some heavier strings, wouldn't it? Or
Yeah,
10,
it could
10s
do with
maybe.
do with 10s on there.
Maybe
10s on
11s.
there. Maybe even like a 16th. Here's the two pickups together. That's an interesting tone, isn't it? With a bit of gain.
Oh man, that gain sounds.
Yeah, I'm kind of slipping around on them a little bit because the strings seem a bit sort of. It's great, man. Nice back pickup. Ooh, that's pokey.
With the pedal off.
That's nothing. Nothing on.
These atomic humbuckers they've got some grunt.
They got some atomic stuff going on.
I tell you, if we cut all the talking out this video and just had playing and covered up the headstocks, you'd be so sure that these were more expensive than they really are.
I think if you did, I think we should try to do a version of the Squier versus Fender blindfolded challenge, because I think these ones feel so similar.
Half of me thinks that if we could get Rob, or when we can get Rob back, or Rob or Rabir, not even blindfold, but just sock over the headstock. So it's like you can see the guitar, you just can't see the headstock, and then you've got to guess if it's Fender or Squier. But man alive.
Lee, there's even
There
a
is an
little bit of
argument,
flame in here.
There is an argument that's the challenge. The challenge is almost laid down to Fender here, isn't it? The gauntlet is laid down to go, right, you need to justify now why your guitars are going to be 2, 3, 4 times the price of one of these. Because these are so good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it will be people will just want to own a Fender, right? Rather than
Yeah, they
Squier.
want the logo on the front.
Yeah, it's like a bucket list thing, isn't it? And I'm certainly not suggesting that anything that Fender do is worse than this. It's just these are
For
so
the money,
good.
you can't go wrong with any of these, you know.
Yeah,
it's a gateway into.
Have we had a good? You know, we had everything.
Well,
We've got like a higher gain back pickup kind of, naughty thing.
We can just try it with a bit of double gain here in the back. I'm not sure it's that kind of guitar, but I think it's kind of a...
So 2 colours available now in the Toronado. You say Toronado, I say Toronado. Black on black and tortoiseshell on blue.
That's such a great combination, man.
Whew. This, I could see... This, if I own that one, I think I'd want to keep it reasonably mint and looking like that. If I own this one, I think I'd want to stick stuff all over it and write on it and just make it look like...
It's like a 70s Tele custom, isn't it? It's
very, very cool.
Right, now let's move on to this one. The controversial one that people are... They're really light as well, aren't they?
So Pete totally fell in love with a limited edition Fender version of this in a video
I love
that
those.
Came out 2 or 3 weeks ago, which was a Carina body. It's like that beautiful sort of yellowy orange kind of natural Carina colour. Yeah. Kind of basic, the same. Did it have a Tele? Yeah, Tele headstock and everything. Yeah. And that was £1,200, right?
Yeah, $11.99.
And this is $349.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a third of the guitar.
And I mean, okay, so can I just show you this neck here? Look at that neck with those lines on it. That's awesome. So the neck, you can see on the top that on the camera can pick that up, but definitely it's got a cap, maple cap on top of the.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's because there's no way. That's how they put the truss rod in.
Yeah.
So there's no skunk stripe on the back.
I think the other one did have the skunk stripe, didn't it?
Possibly. So this is a 2-piece. So you've got the basic neck. It's routed out for the truss rod, and then the fretboard is glued on top of that. It's pretty common. I mean, you see you see American Fenders over the years with that. That spec. So it's not a bad thing. How many? So this is the full 25.5-inch scale length.
That's what it is.
This is a proper Telecaster scale length. What have we got? 22 frets on here. It is acoustically the snappiest of the 3, which will be a mix, I think, of the longer scale lengths. There's more tension in the strings and the maple board as well. So it's the snappiest guitar. Do you want to do some tones and then we'll jam out on these?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to point out these are tall narrow frets and 9.5-inch radius on all of these as well.
Okay.
So
cool.
It's kind of a vintage feeling, nickel frets on them. And
is this poplar? Because the grain looks more.
I'm sure it is
mahogany-ish.
Yeah, but I
don't know. I'm not a grain expert when it comes to wood.
Let's have a quick.
It's different because this is the only one that's a see-through finish. I wonder if this is different.
Natural, that's what's called. That's natural, and that is okume.
It is. So okume, which is a type of mahogany, if I remember rightly. So are these both, or is yours?
Akume Matata. And this is poplar. So that's probably the only one that's different.
Well, there we go. It means no worries. And that's the end of, what is it?
Is that the end of that?
Akume Matata.
Well, let's have some tones. It's Telecaster pickup configuration. Typical Tele. Man. So back pickup, which is really super duper Tele pokey.
went all country on us there.
I know, I don't know what happened there. But,
I like it.
I think it was just my fingers slipping around, isn't that what,
Mate.
what country is? It's great, sorry. Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, I'm really excited. So here's a bit of Dane stuff. Both pick up together. Neck pick up. Tell you what, this guitar feels so good.
Hang on. Hello, yes, Barclays Stockbroking Services. Can you buy me 10,000 shares in Squier guitars, please? What do you mean it's not a publicly listed company? Oh, I don't believe it. So to settle by just buying the guitars instead.
I tell you what, man, for 350 quid, this guitar is awesome.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Let's jam out. Let's jam out. You stick with that guitar because we've not really heard that. I'll go on the Toronado because we haven't really heard that in a jam context yet.
Wow. What? Do you want to say
I am trying to
I'm so excited about this.
I'm trying to choose my favourite, and I'm literally sitting here going, you should have all three for 1,000 quid. What? I mean...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can buy all the 6. You can buy the bass and all the 6 models coming out. With there's going to be a Cabronita thin line telly with
Cabronita.
Cabronita.
Oh, the thin line Cabronita.
Yeah, but that's and you can have them all for $2,000. That's you can't even buy a custom shop for that.
I don't know, man. I mean, well,
I keep saying that. Don't
it is a difficult one,
these.
isn't it? Because there will always be the. I don't know. I mean, people are always going to want to own Fender guitars, and yes, when you go into Mexican Fenders and Vintera, and then American Fenders and stuff, there is a probably more noticeable when you get into American stuff. It is better.
It's just a quality thing,
but it's man alive. I think if you want a quirky shaped guitar, this is so tempting, isn't it?
That's the one.
I wouldn't even do anything to it. I wouldn't change the pickups. I wouldn't change anything. I would just go boom.
Play it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
What are we playing, Mr. Pete?
I don't know. We're going to say goodbye.
Yeah, let's say goodbye.
Watching.
Links below.
These are
and
great.
part 2 of this with the so let's just recap. The 3 shapes that you've seen now are going to hit the shops in July. They are massively oversold, so you might want to jump on and try and get a pre-order in somewhere as quick as you possibly can. The next 3, so that's the bass, the telly, and the Cyclone.
Was there not a baritone as well, or was that some? Did I just imagine that? Maybe I imagined that.
I don't know. Maybe you've just let some cat out the bag that you're not supposed to have done. I don't know. But anyway, the next ones are coming in at the end of August. So again, they're available to pre-order as well now if you want, but we don't have any to video yet. But hopefully we'll get samples of those some point in July.
Yes.
And so stay tuned. Subscribe, like, the usual shenanigans. Yes, peace and love.